What's going on, Giants fans? Happy Tuesday morning. It is 7 a.m. as always, on my way to work. It's fucking rough getting out the house on time. I am never on time for work. As soon as you have a daughter or any child in general under the age of 2, it's a process. It's a process getting out of bed in the morning. It's a process getting your wife all ready to go, as well as myself and our daughter. Just like it's a process when you clean house, it's a process when you hire general manager candidates, and then you proceed to hire head coaching candidates, interviewing them. It's always a process in today's NFL, and the Giants are doing their due diligence with their process of finding their next head coach. Just want to give you a little Giants update heading into this week. Anyway, I just want to mention how great those divisional playoff games were this weekend. All four of them went down to the wire. All four of them ended in walk-off finishes, one in overtime. Speaking of overtime, going forward, I know they probably won't do it. The NFL definitely needs to think about changing their overtime rules. I'm all for college football layout, but not exactly how they do things. Each team gets the ball, length of the field. That's all that needs to change. They don't need to start on the 20-yard line, which have you, how college does. They don't need to do after the third possession, they got to go for 2. None of that. Just how the overtime is now, but both teams get the ball. They both kick off, length of the field, whatever, punt, whatever. They need to change it because that game was too good to end on a coin toss. That's just how it is. I know when you're the Chiefs fans, you're like, oh, I love it. We lost this way. Now we finally won. It stings. To see a great game like that end on a fucking coin flip, that's just awful. Awful. Those two teams played hard. They battled. It's just incredible. But anyway, yeah, I just want to give up a quick Giants update. As you may know, we did hire our general manager, Joe Shane. I was a little curious because it's been a while since we hired a GM from another team. I was a bit curious as to how all these interviews were taking place so fast once we hired Shane when the Bills were still playing. I thought maybe he had to finish out his time with the Bills, and once their season was finally to an end, that he would then later transfer over to the Giants. But no, apparently if you're not a coordinator, you can immediately start your next job if offered. So that's what Shane did. As soon as he was hired by the Giants, he packed up his things, said his goodbyes to the Bills and some players, and he went to East Rutherford, and he started on a long and lengthy process of finding our next head coach as his first time being a general manager. I believe we are down to 4 candidates. We have interviewed a bunch. I forget his last name, but we did recently interview the Bengals defensive coordinator. We did interview our own current defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham, who I wouldn't mind. I believe if Brian Flores is hired, they have worked together in Miami. I believe they're very, very likable guys. They like each other, I believe. So I believe if Flores was indeed hired, that he would retain Pat Graham as defensive coordinator. But Graham did interview. I don't mind it. I think he's a good coordinator. His defense played hard for him. The guys seemed to like playing for him. They rallied around him. They respected him. They had to listen to what he had to say. So yeah, he was interviewed as well as Leslie Frazier, who after Sunday night shellacking of his top defense, I don't think he will be the head coach, but he was interviewed. I believe we are down to 4 candidates, though. The finalists, Dan Quinn, I believe, interviewed yesterday. Met Chris Marajon, Steve Tisch, and the faculty. Got his tour of the facility. He is a New Jersey native. A lot of people, he's throwing his name around that he's well respected in this league. All I can think about when I think of Dan Quinn is him blowing a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. That is uncalled for. If he ever did that with the Giants, we would have his head on a stick. Oh, this truck's going to cut me off. So, yeah, Dan Quinn was interviewed, New Jersey native. I believe next on the docket is Brian Daboll. He will come in for his second interview this week. I believe it's today. It was originally slated for yesterday, but apparently, got home from Kansas City late. He needed more time to prepare for the interview. So the Giants and Joe Schoen gave him that time, and he will be coming in today. I'm not sure what time he will, but he'll be coming in today for his second interview. And he'll meet with Joe Schoen, who he knows very personally, has been working with him with the Bills. So he's the favorite. Obviously, you'd think Joe Schoen would bring in his own guy from his own team that he just left. So he is the favorite. I believe Brian Flores is also scheduled to interview later this week. I believe maybe Thursday he's slated. But those are the four finalists, I believe. Pat Graham, Brian Flores, Dan Quinn, and Brian Daboll, with Brian Daboll being the head dog, or the lead dog, as you say. And I think eventually it will be him. Now, rumors are circulating that he has already been hired, but he has not been made official due to the Rooney Rule. They would have to interview at least, but they did interview Frazier and Graham, so I'm not sure how they would be in violation. But the rumors are circulating that he is indeed the next Giants head coach. Nothing has been made official yet, and until that happens, I'm just going to not take anyone's word for it, and we are still interviewing candidates. The rumors are also circulating that he is going to be hired, and they would not be surprised if Ken Dorsey, former Miami Hurricane quarterback, beloved quarterback in that college, and a really good quarterback trainer. He prepared a lot of first-round draft picks in the later years, preparing for their training camp or their pro day and their combine. He's a really good quarterback coach, and I believe he was the Bills. I think he was Daboll's assistant in Buffalo, or quarterbacks coach. I'm not sure, but the rumor is that he would be Daboll's offensive coordinator, which is pretty much he'll be the quarterbacks coach because Daboll's going to probably call the plays, being an offensive-minded coach. And there are also rumors that Wink Martindale, the Ravens defensive coordinator of the last 10 years, who was sadly fired by Harbaugh. Not really his fault. The Ravens had a ton of injuries on both sides of the ball. Wink Martindale was in the talks last year and the year before, I believe, as a name thrown around the ring for a possible head coach candidate. He's a nasty defensive coach. He reminds me a little bit of Rex Ryan, how he coaches. Defense plays hungry for him. They fucking tackle. They swarm tackle. They fucking play hard, fast, and apparently he's a very good defensive mind. So if our offensive coordinator is Ken Dorsey and Wink Martindale's our defensive coordinator, as rumors are saying, I love that staff. That staff is loaded. As long as we finish out the rest of the staff with good guys, man, how can you not love those two coordinators on our side, on both sides of the football? But these are all rumors. Again, don't quote me on it. I'm just speculating what other people are saying, and I believe we will have an official word later in the week on who the head coach will be. As again, I think really Daboll's the guy, especially with his performance Sunday night against the Chiefs. Josh Allen played great. Yeah, I know Daniel Jones ain't Josh Allen, but that offense was ticking. Even with Stephon Diggs only having 7 yards, they found other ways to get people the ball. Gabriel Davis had a fucking 4-touchdown game, unheard of. Never even heard of this guy until now. So if Daboll can get these things out of unnamed receivers, then I'm all for hiring him. Even though I like Brian Flores, it is true with how bad our offense has been. I mean, I saw a stat yesterday. The Chiefs and the Bills both scored. Well, not both scored, but a total of 25 points in that game in the last 2 minutes were scored. The Giants have apparently not scored more than 30-plus points in the last 2 seasons. That is embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing. So, I mean, I think offensive coordinator as the head coach, especially a guy like him who players seem to respect and love, I'm all for it. So yeah, I will continue updating on the coaching search and the finalists. I mean, I think it's Daboll. So once we know more, once we have the official word on who the next coach will be, I will be back with another video. I also just want to point out before I say, I don't know if any of you have Twitter. If you do, go follow our old former Giant Eli Apple. His Twitter handle is @Eli Apple. He's been talking a lot of fucking shit on the Giants fans and how he hates the Giants, and then I don't know who he hates more, the Saints or the Giants. This motherfucker is a bum. He is talking so much shit on Giants fans and the Giants organization. Granted, yeah, we've sucked recently, but who the fuck are you, dude? You've been on 4 teams in the last 5 years. You are soon going to probably get cut by the Bengals once this season's over, so that will make it 5 teams in the last 6 years. Good luck talking all that shit. You're talking shit on Devontae Smith, which is all good in games because I hate the fucking Eagles. But man, there's like so many Eagles players coming at him because he was talking shit on Jalen Hurts. And then they're saying, have fun getting smoked by Tyreek Hill on Sunday. Oh, man. I recommend you guys checking it out because if you want a good laugh, it's fucking hilarious. This bum actually thinks he's a good football player. This dude sucks. He will always suck. And he needs his mommy to hold his hand for him. Fuck him. That's what I'll say. End the video. Fuck Eli Apple. Just had to put that out there because when he attacks us, he attacks everybody. So fuck Eli Apple. I will update you guys once we have a head coach. Until then, stay safe out there, stay blessed, and go Giants.